Hey, I'm doing a little unboxing here. I got this delightful package from Amazon. I do believe this is a Superman hardcover. This should be the I can't remember the name of the story arc, like a dope suddenly, but we'll see it in just 1 second here. I get much better at doing this one-handed. Here we go. Yeah, so this is Superman Reborn. This is the storyline that merged the two Superman, the New 52 Superman and the classic DC Universe Superman. And of course, this is a DC Rebirth hardcover. The basic price is right there at $24.99 American and $33.29 Canadian. I got this on sale for Amazon 2 days ago for a very cheap 21 bucks Canadian. I was kind of blown away by that, so I had to get this. And I love the Rebirth Superman storyline. This is one of my favorites, where they merged two Superman and did some nice stuff. So let's take a look at what the binding looks like in this bad boy. Okay, first off, let's see what the dust underneath the dust jacket here. Oh, already love it. Very nice. Yes, one of the surprise big characters from this storyline was Mixia's Spitlick, or Mixia's Spitlick, whatever you want to call him. So let's see, how does this bad boy open up? Okay, it opens up okay. I love this. Well, I take that back a little bit. As you can see, it's wanting to close itself instantly, and that's one of my big pet peeves. But okay, first off, I'm going to go right to the center here and see how it does. Oh, and it's wanting to close itself and stay open. That does bum me out, but hopefully, with a little bit of cajoling, it'll be nicer. Okay, so first off, I've already opened it up to a page with a double page spread, and this is what I do not like, not one bit. Massive amounts of gutter loss. That shit makes me angry. When you've got a panel like this, where you literally can't make out every element of the panel, when people's bodies are cut off and special effects are cut off, that stuff makes me angry. Now, having said that, this page has actually been well enough constructed that nothing is important here, so we're not getting any real break off of dialogue or important imagery, but you can see there's that much gutter loss going on in there where you absolutely can't actually make out a big chunk of what's going on there. Now, mind you, it is just innocuous. Whatever's missing in that little section isn't terribly important. And this little image here, a lot of line, Superwoman actually looks just fine. So, my number one issue here is that it's not laying down flat terribly well, but now that I've worked it a little bit, it's almost attempting to lie down flat. Almost. Yeah. I do really like that they do things like this, that we get these nice images of the covers without the cover logo and then the pencils in the cover. I really, really enjoyed this storyline. If you've been watching my unboxing videos, you've probably noticed a pattern so far that I love Superman. Big fan of Patrick Zurcher, too, this artist here. Patrick Zurcher, I've been following this guy's stuff since way back in the early 80s. He used to do source book material stuff for a role-playing game called Villains and Vigilantes. And he was one of my favorite source book superhero artists way back in the day. And yes, there's enough source book superhero source books for role-playing games back in the day. I could actually call him one of my favorite source book superhero artists. Crypto, one of my favorite elements of the Superman mythos. I'm so glad he's back. This is all leading to the storyline that told us who Mr. Oz was. There's some Patrick Gleason stuff back when Tim Drake was still trapped in this funky little pocket dimension, and we didn't know who was in charge of what. This is all the stuff that leads up to the answer of who was this secondary Clark Kent guy, and all of that sort of stuff. This is, as you can see, a bunch of stuff sort of acknowledging the history of the universe and as it stood then. And this is the Red Trunks, that acknowledgement of the Red Trunks before the Red Trunks were back. I really, really liked the Superman outfit. In many ways, I kind of prefer it to the current one with the undies back. There's something about this style of the cool little boots with the, just the red lip at the top, and this cool belt that even, though it doesn't actually match up in the middle, it kind of isn't really a belt. But I loved everything about that look, quite a bit. The slightly darker blue, everything about it was cool by me. So, But I did prefer it slightly when they did it like that, where it almost looked like it connected and looked more like a belt. So now that I've been playing with this a little bit, the book actually seems a little bit better. It is lying down flat-ish. And I am immensely looking forward to rereading this story arc. All this stuff with the classic Mixia-Spitalik. This would be the Earth 1 Mixia-Spitalik, and this would be the Earth 2 Mixia-Spitalik. But regardless, this was the first version, and this is the second version, regardless of what planets they came from or multiple realities. Yeah, I really, truly enjoyed the hell out of the story arc. For things like this, especially, I mean, how cool is that? These little wonderful moments that really tie the current Superman and the New 52 Superman into all of the Superman that ever existed. So I'm fairly happy with this. It doesn't lie perfectly flat, but it is, you know, there are far less issues in this. That's not much of an excuse. I'm not trying to make excuses for the lack of good binding. I mean, this does make me angry, but right there, actually, it's kind of funny when I see this, that there's that little seam right in there of white. It always bums me out when they've done a good job of covering for gutter loss on a double-page spread where there's actually no through issue. I'm sorry, when there's a 2 pages next to each other that don't contain a double-page spread. And here's the part where we finally tie everything back to the New 52. These two characters, and there was a very much a Superman Red, Superman Blue theme here. But I was kind of hoping they would literally tie into the old crappy Superman Red, Superman Blue story arc. And I like this little coloring mistake on the cover there, where they made this little the end bits there red. I thought it was kind of cool. Sometimes coloring mistakes make for great little images. This, in many ways, I miss this outfit. I will just say it. I just said it. That there was a lot of charm in the New 52 that I thought was and a little bit too much hate. DC fans and comic fans in general seem to have a hard time getting over things. So, in the back pages here, what do we got? We've got a little bit of that going on there. Because at the end of this, this is the revamped Superman outfit right here. And I didn't mind this first image. I thought this first image looked really cool. The belt being a belt again, and just a little dip there. But as time went over, this little teeny dip of the belt, which I frankly think would have looked way cooler if it was just straight across. And then this weird, I'm pointing towards your crotch thing. And, you know, the thing I don't like about this belt is practically, if Superman bends over, what does that do? I mean, if this is supposed to be a type of Kryptonian material that's relative to Superman, like clothing is to us, and this is a belt relative to him, like a belt is to us, who would wear a belt that points into your fucking crotch every time you sit down? Come on. It bothers me immensely when superhero costumes don't take any level of practicality into it. But so it seems like there's not much in the way of extras here. There's the last page there. And it seems like extras-wise, what we get here are just the extra variant covers. And that's okay. Oh, and then you get the connected covers here, and that's cool. And then the connected covers actually do have, as you see, that white space, so the gutter loss in the last few pages here actually is taken into consideration, at least at the end of the book. The gutter loss is non-existent. That counts for something. Oh, that's kind of cool. The original Superman Reborn variant image, the whole image right across the board like that. Yeah. Oh, and we get a little bit of sort of extras. Some sketch takes on the covers. That's okay. And then that funky little weird, what's that outfit all about? That's all sorts of weird coloring mistakes that are kind of cool. That's quite interesting. Fascinating. So there you have it. That's the DC Universe Superman Reborn hardcover. It does not open right from the get-go perfectly by any stretch of the imagination. If gutter loss is a concern of yours, you might not want this. But there it is, having worked it just a little bit. It's lying relatively flat now from the first few pages. There's literally the first page of the actual story. And after I've worked it a little bit, it's not trying to close itself anymore. It took a little bit of working. I'll work it a little bit more, and it'll lie even flatter, I'm sure. So ultimately, I'm quite happy with this. This is a fairly high quality hardcover. The paper is great. The storyline was solid. And even though there do seem to be some problems with a little bit of gutter loss, it's not catastrophic. And that makes me happy. Oh, there's another little page that I love. Look at that stuff. I mean, talk about acknowledging every version of Superman imaginable, huh? You know, the superpowers, Lego, the cartoon animated series. That's just fantastic. I think that's actually from the last Bizarro series, actually, that outfit with a little bit of the wrist bit there. Yeah, good stuff overall. And if you get this thing quickly off Amazon, in Canada anyways, you will save yourself considerable amounts of money. How about, just before I wrap up the video, I'll just show you this one last time in all of its glory with the dust jacket off and standing on its side. I'll get my arm out of the shadow here. There we go. That's pretty darn cool. I really love this element of the DC Rebirth hardcovers immensely. So there you have it. Hoped you enjoyed watching this and you got some value from my assessment. Slap, slap, slap. Toodaloo.